Good morning, boys and girls. So, what we're going to be talking about this week is the perfect tense. Now, I know that sounds really confusing, but it's super simple, and I'm going to walk you through it so you understand what is expected of you. So, let's take a look at the projectable. So, the first tense that we're going to be working with today is called the present perfect. The present perfect. So, let's look at what our little cheat sheet says. The present perfect tense uses has or have as a helping verb. The main verb is written in the past tense. The helping verb and main verb together form the present perfect tense. So let's look at it in action. She has seen many bears. Now, I just want to focus on what's going on here. When we are talking about the perfect tense, we are always using some form of has or have plus a main verb. So let me repeat that. We are using some form of has or have plus the main verb. To make this very simple to you, listen to what I'm going to say next. The main verb is always going to be in the past tense. Okay? So this says present perfect. Present tells you what tense has or have is going to be in, okay? So when we're talking about the perfect tense, whether it's present perfect, future perfect, past perfect, the main verb is always in the past tense. The only thing that changes tenses is your helping verb, which is has or have, okay? So let's look at what we have here. It says rewrite each sentence to show the present perfect tense correctly. Well, I can't type very well on these, so we are going to try to get through this as easily as possible. She has tried to get more blueberries. As we've discussed in the past, the best way to check something is to say it out loud. She has tried to get more blueberries. That doesn't sound right to our head because our main verb here, which is try, needs to be in the past tense. So, like I said before, your main verb is always going to be in the past tense. So, to write the present perfect for this one, the answer would be has. That stays the same. That stays in the present tense. And then our main verb turns to tried. Sorry, guys, you know it's like literally impossible for me to write on this. She has tried to get more blueberries. The form of has or have stays in the present tense because it's present perfect, and our main verb goes in the past tense because it always does. Number 2, we has wanted a blueberry pie for weeks. Well, do we use the word has with the word we? No, we don't. So for this one, the correction we need to make is we have wanted a blueberry pie for weeks. So we're going to change that to H-A-V-E. And then past tense of our main verb, just like we did. I don't know how you guys write on Cami. This is so difficult. I forgot an E. Okay. Number 3, the boys have eat every pie I bake. When we're using a different word like eat, right? We don't have eated, and ate doesn't really sound very correct to our ear. We need to change this to a past tense, but that's a little different than our normal past tense. Does anyone have an idea of what word we would use? We would change this to eaten. The boys have eaten every pie I bake. So when you have an irregular verb like eat, it might be different in the perfect tense, and you just need to be aware of it. Number 4, I think I have see that bear peeking into my pail of berries. So see is another irregular verb, right? It's irregular like eat. We can't just say I seed that or they seed that, and we don't say they eated that. When it's irregular, a lot of the times it's going to change forms in the perfect tense. So I think I have see that bear peeking into my pail of berries. The best way to check it is to say it out loud, okay? So let's change this to what the normal past tense of see is, which is saw, right? I think I have saw that bear peeking into my pail of berries. Does that sound correct to our ears? No, it doesn't. Because for this one, when it's an irregular verb like see or an irregular verb like eat, we need to change it to a different form. And that form for this one is seen. I think I have seen that bear peeking into my bale of berries. Okay. So we're going to take a pause here, and then I'm going to come back and show you the actual worksheet that you're working on today. Okay, so this is the worksheet that you're going to be working on today. It is far simpler than the projectable was, and it will take you no time at all. So we already know for the present perfect, the only time we are changing any kind of verbs is when we are changing our main verb to the past tense, and our helping verb is always going to be in the present tense, so has or have. So let's look at number 1. Angela blank be my best friend for 2 years. Well, like I mentioned before, be is one of those weird words again, right? We don't say bead, that's not a word. So our answer here is Angela has been, oh my goodness, I think I'm getting worse at this. My best friend for 2 years. Number 2, we know each other since 3rd grade. Well, we want to use the present perfect tense, which means our helping verb has or have is going to be in the present tense, and our main verb, this verb that's in parentheses here, is going to be in the past tense. So, know is another irregular verb, which means we can't just put knew, and knowed isn't a word. We need to change this to a word that ends with an N. Does anyone have a guess as to what that word could be? We have known each other since 3rd grade. Good job. We're going to do one more together before you work on this independently. So make sure you're watching these videos because I've already done 2 for you and I'm about to do a 3rd one for you. Number 3, we blank play many games of chess together. So play is a regular verb. It ends with an ed in the past tense, so that means that's the form of the verb I'm going to use here. So now I just need to ask myself, do I say we has played or we have played? Which sounds better to the ear? When we're talking about more than one person, we use the present tense have. We have played. Yikes. So once again, let's just review. When we're talking about the present perfect tense, you need a present form of the word has or have plus the past tense of your main verb. So for each of these here, for 4 through 8, you're going to have has or have plus past tense of the word in the parentheses. If you have a question, please ask Mr. B, Miss Cook, Mr. Dubé, or myself in Google Classroom. Thanks, guys.